Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. In today's video, I am going to be doing a collective reading and energy updates for all of you beautiful souls out there listening. And of course, as always, thank you so much for sharing your energy with this virtual space today, because simply by being present with the messages, with the reading video, you are actively co-creating everything that manifests through this reading video. This truly is a co-creative process, and I am so grateful to all of you for being part of that. If you do feel a resonance here with my energy and with this channel, I also invite you to subscribe and join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. I'm going to start off by shuffling the Energy Oracle cards deck, but I also want to say that I am getting some very powerful downloads specifically for the Divine Feminine Collective. So of course, these labels, Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine, are not connected to a particular gender. They are actually connected to an energy dynamic. And we all do have a balance of both energies within us, but we tend to lean more towards one polarity or the other. So with that being said, I feel that the majority of you who will resonate with this reading video will be identifying more so as the Divine Feminine. And what I'm getting for you, Divine Feminine, is this major lesson that's been coming up collectively for Divine Feminines around self-trust and around radical present moment living. And we're going to be going deeper into this, but when I talk about radical present moment living, what I mean is truly surrendering to the flow of your life and allowing yourself to live fully in the moment, to move with the rhythms of your own energy, your own body, to follow your intuition as it's being given to you in the moment, rather than planning and kind of reaching outside of the present moment heavily for some false sense of confidence or validation, really finding all of that confidence and validation from within so that you can confidently be fully present with yourself and your life in the moment. And this way of operating is going to cause people around you to doubt or question you at times, because the way that you are moving through life, yes, looks so effortless to others, but also is very confusing to people who are not on this kind of a path, because most people are so accustomed to deriving their sense of confidence, security, stability from external things and from, again, reaching outside of themselves into the past, into the future, into receiving some kind of validation from others. You, Divine Feminine, receive the entirety of your validation and confirmation from within. And everything about your life at this time, whether it's the places you are being guided to, the people you are connecting with, the circumstances of your life, everything at this time is pointing you back towards that trust of your inner self and of your unique soul's path. It's leading you back to being fully present with yourself in the present moments. And again, trusting that guidance that you are receiving in the moments and having the courage to follow through those intuitive impulses. So I am going to be reshuffling here, and Right away, we have blossoming abundance in the reverse position. So what I'm getting here is that things you've been planting for a very long time, manifestations, visions that you've been holding that are kind of like that seed in the ground, ideas you may have received and planted, so to speak, but not yet seen grow above the surface, that you haven't yet seen evidence around. The energy is beginning to pick up very quickly. So, Divine Feminine, you are going to find that you are entering a time where things in your life can begin to manifest very fast. You will notice how when you put your attention on something, even for a very short period of time, certain things begin to manifest around that thought or idea. Now, of course, those early manifestations may appear somewhat small or even be judged as insignificant to the conscious ego mind. But do not discount those seemingly small signs that you are putting energy in a direction that is beginning to bring a result, that is beginning to bring evidence through into your life. I'm also hearing that for many Divine Feminines, 2024 is going to be about some major goal, dream, idea, or objective really beginning to come into alignment for you. So this will look different for everyone. For some people, this could be a career, this could be a passion, a relationship, whatever it is personally for you. I'm getting that something very big is about to pop into your reality or come into your life. And you are most likely sensing this on a really deep level. Now, this strange download I kept getting is that if you found that you are beginning to attract in certain new people into your life, strangers who want to meet you, connect with you, have a conversation with you, know that whenever this is occurring, what is going on is that these other souls on a higher self level are perceiving that you are on the rise. I kept getting this visualization of you being like this famous, very well-known celebrity type figure who has done things that other people are really amazed by. And you being that person, but for the person I'm channeling here, it's like it hasn't quite happened yet. You're on the path to becoming this kind of person. Again, now the celebrity metaphor is just metaphoric. It might not be being in the public eye that you desire. You might want to start a business to share your voice with the world in some type of way, to create art. But it's almost like people connecting with you now are souls that can sense you are on the rise, that you are going to be destined for amazing things in this life. And it's almost like they are wanting to get in on knowing you early by meeting you at this time where some of those things may not yet have fully manifested, because you are sending out these ripples into collective consciousness, ripples of energy that are indicating that there are very powerful shifts that have taken place in your vibration, and that you are now shifting onto a higher timeline where you are destined for greatness, essentially. However you define greatness for yourself, however you define success for yourself. But I'm also getting a message from your guides to really see yourself as that valuable asset as well, and to see others who have the privilege of connecting with you in some way as being very privileged and very lucky to be able to know you at this time when you are someone who is so valued in the spiritual realm, of such a high position and status spiritually, but also on the rise in the material world as well. You are really being asked not to question or doubt yourself, not to wonder about your worth, especially when it comes to individuals who might be overwhelmed by the intensity of the process of connecting with you and getting to know you. Again, this is another message that's been coming through a lot in recent readings, but the process of getting to know you, Divine Feminine, is truly a spiritual awakening. And that makes it a very valuable process because you grant other souls the opportunity to know themselves on a much deeper level, to heal themselves more completely. But it requires a very high degree of respect and accountability from whoever is desiring to consistently connect with you and therefore tap into that energetic resource, that tool of spiritual healing, awakening, self-development that you offer simply through being present in someone else's life. Particularly when it comes to masculine energies who are seeking to connect with you, whether that is platonically, romantically, in the workplace, know that these masculine energies especially who are in the process of their own awakening are going to be very magnetized and drawn towards you. Because subconsciously, they are going to be identifying you as this beacon and recognizing that you have something of tremendous value to give to them simply through being energetically connected to them and present with them. Now, of course, this does not mean that you have to choose to connect with whoever desires to connect with you, but just know that your frequency is being revealed to the world in a stronger and more powerful way. And that means you are becoming extremely magnetic. And that magnetic effect is going to be showing up in more and more of a visible, conscious, recognizable kind of way. So those are just a few downloads that I've been receiving, a few energy updates of sorts for Divine Feminines. But I want to see if I can get more information on who or what is connected to our Divine Feminine collective. I keep feeling like someone is watching, someone's watching here. So there is an energy of a person observing you. Now, I am hearing that if you have been posting online, sharing your work, your voice, your art, or if you have some kind of a following, a presence, a visibility publicly, there are many, 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 many people who are silently observing you at this time, who are essentially watching for your next move, watching what you are doing or what you are creating. But the thing about many of these individuals is they are watching you while remaining silent. It's like they are seeing you and somewhat in awe of you, inspired by you, but they aren't reaching out, or they aren't, for example, if you're posting things online, they won't like your posts, they will just view them. They won't reach out and compliment you or say something to you. They will just be looking at what you are doing. And this can put you in a very vulnerable position. I know this won't be for everyone, but for some Divine Feminines, you are in this fragile time where you are really beginning to share yourself with the world in a bolder or more confident or more visible way. And because you are someone who is so highly intuitive, you can sense that you have eyes on you. You can sense that there are people watching you, observing you, taking an interest in you. However, you aren't necessarily receiving that feedback. So for whoever I'm speaking to, it's like you can feel eyes on you, but you are getting silence, or you aren't getting a reaction, or it doesn't seem like people are recognizing what you're doing. This can be very uncomfortable in those early stages because you are really putting yourself out there in the world and sensing that people are seeing that and noticing, but not yet getting that validation, that confirmation. Again, that is why it is so important for the validation and for the confirmation to come from within the self. And know that ultimately, as you continue to create and move in this direction, which is so in alignment with the core essence of your soul, what you are going to find is that those who have been watching you silently will begin coming out of the woodwork. They will be reaching out. They will be expressing this admiration that they've had for you. But the reason that they're being silent at this time is because this is a time for you to really be solidifying that sense of worthiness, that sense of validation from within yourself, rather than seeking it from anyone else externally. Now, I am getting another very powerful message as well, that Divine Feminine, you are learning how to really allow what is meant for you to align with you on your highest vibrational timeline. What this means is expressing yourself freely, boldly, completely, living authentically, sharing your voice, sharing your gifts, not being afraid to be seen, doing what you love in this world, and allowing others to be drawn to you or repelled away from you according to how aligned they are with you when you are in alignment with yourself. This is no longer about what other people think or say about you, whether someone else sees you, likes you, validates you, etc. This divine path is about seeking that validation from within yourself, from living in alignment with your true core soul essence, experiencing the kind of deep fulfillment that only comes through that kind of aligned living, and then seeing who shows up for you, seeing who desires to connect with you consistently. There is that very powerful affirmation that works so well for Divine Feminines especially, and it is, I don't chase, I attract. What belongs to me will find me. Now, of course, I am not the source of that affirmation, but this can be really powerful for assisting you in tapping into your highest timeline potentials in all areas of your life. Know that there are certain people or individuals who will seek to lock you into lower vibrational timelines with them through controlling you, through restricting you or limiting you in some way, or influencing you to limit yourself in order to match their mold or their ideal of you, which again is on this timeline that is comfortable for them, but is lower vibrational for you. And know that your greatest task at this time is not to allow that to occur, to allow yourself to remain free, open, flexible, and committed 100% to your own highest timeline, regardless of who that attracts or repels into or out of your life. Now, with the contract card in the reverse position, this is a karmic card for me. So what I'm getting from this card is that there may be certain individuals that you are attracting into your life who have just come out of very heavy, intense karmic situations. I'm seeing someone who is like returning from a battle, feeling tired and weary and just really beaten down emotionally. And I feel that there are certain like emotionally battered souls that are seeking some word of guidance, wisdom, or peace from you, or seeking something from being connected with your energy. Now, this could be through some kind of work you do, volunteering you do, people that you're around. This could even be romantically. Someone could come into your life who is meant to share some kind of romantic experience with you, even if it's only for a short period of time, who has gone through something really challenging and karmic in the past, and you are meant to be this uplifter for that person through these experiences. Now, of course, always listen to your own intuition, your own guidance on how these messages apply and how you desire to interact with any of these individuals who enter your life, because your intuition is a perfect guidance system. And it will tell you moment by moment where you're supposed to go, who you're supposed to connect with, and it speaks to you through your emotions. So pay attention to how others make you feel. If someone enters your life and fills you with a sense of passion, excitement, they are inspiring to you, you just feel this irresistible pull towards them and towards connecting with them in whatever way that's looking like, then that may be a sign from your intuition that that is someone you are meant to connect with for a reason. Equally, when you're feeling uncomfortable around a person or a situation or an environment, trust the guidance, move away from it, allow yourself to go towards or to move towards what truly makes you feel alive, what truly fills you with a sense of excitement and passion. Because another major lesson coming through for divine feminines is how to fully tap into that energy of passion, excitement, exhilaration in the moment, and to allow that to be the purpose of this existence rather than some far off, distant goal or objective. Yes, all of those goals and objectives will manifest for you on your highest timeline, which you are aligning with now. But what we are really discovering and locking into is that sensation of riding the waves of our life, of really allowing ourselves to tap into that supercharged, high vibrational, highly emotional energy in the present moment, to live to the fullest in the present and to allow all other aspects and areas of our lives to align and manifest around those high vibrational feelings that we are experiencing through the present moment. Most people, societally speaking, are living for some kind of imaginary goal, dream, objective somewhere out there in the future. They are making themselves miserable in the present, hoping that through that sense of sacrifice, someday, somehow, they will achieve a kind of happiness. And that happiness always seems to elude them. But you are one of the rare few on this highly specialized and very divine path where you are showing others that happiness and joy and peace and fulfillment are states cultivated through the present moment from within the self. And that once you cultivate and maintain those kinds of vibrational states of being, they naturally align you with those higher timelines that carry those trajectories where all of those desired manifestations do come to fruition very quickly. It's just a bit of a roundabout way of thinking of it, that you must find a way to really align with those higher vibrational states that connect with the things that you want to manifest and attract and create in your life. And only then will those things ultimately begin to materialize around you, because that shift in your consciousness through the present, that shift in your vibration indicates that you have now aligned with that higher timeline where all of those physical manifestations are already a done deal. So I want to know who else is connecting with your energy at this time. Okay, there is a very powerful soul contract being activated at this time for some divine feminines. I see that through the strategy card. There is someone who's been wanting to meet you or wanting to connect with you, who has either recently come into your life or will be very soon coming to your life in a very strong way. Now, this could be platonic, this could be romantic. Take this as it resonates. But what I'm hearing is, for whoever this is for, meeting this person is like an irresistible pull to connect with someone. You will not be able to deny it or resist it. And I'm getting that they won't be able to either. This definitely feels like a masculine romantic situation for some feminines listening, where there may have been someone that you met who truly felt this irresistible pull towards you, and you felt it towards them. And it was like a train that couldn't be stopped, is what I'm getting really strongly. I also feel that This is someone who has come through a time of trial. We have the adversity card, and this has also really affected their sense of self-worth or their sense of self-esteem. This may have been a karmic situation as we got in the cards earlier. This could have been a toxic work environment, just a feeling of burnout, a feeling of being lost. But whatever these feelings of adversity were, they actually have been activating this person's soul to be able to share their gifts more profoundly with the world. And that seems to be part of why these terms of your soul contract have been activated. I am getting, there may be some mirroring here. So Divine Feminine, you may have experienced this as well, where you had gone through adversity in your life that may have temporarily impacted your sense of self-worth, but ultimately activated some soul gifts within you that had been dormant and allowed you to share yourself with the world in a more powerful way than ever before. So I am going to go ahead and shuffle more of the cards here to see what else we can channel about this soul contract that's been activated. Okay, the close of a cycle. We literally have the cycles card in the reverse position here. So there is a major cycle of your life, Divine Feminine, that has come to a close. I'm getting a massive wave of chills even as I am channeling this message. The phase of your life that has come to a close or is coming to a close is this phase of your life where you were very much in a cocoon, where you were feeling intensely alone, where you felt disconnected from people around you and from your physical reality, where you got very heady about things, meaning you got very stuck in your head, but it was necessary because it taught you how to introspect, how to understand yourself on such a deep level. I'm hearing that through this cocoon period that felt intensely lonely and challenging and left you feeling almost dissociated from this physical planet and from this life, through that time, there was an initiation taking place where you had the opportunity to explore every crevice of your energetic being, every part of yourself. It's almost like I see someone exploring this unexplored land or a new place. And that was you deeply healing, deeply introspecting, being put in positions of isolation where you felt very much alone and misunderstood. This was actually a gift because it gave you the opportunity to understand yourself on a much deeper level than nearly anyone on this planet has the opportunity to in a singular lifetime. But through this time, what has been happening is that there's been a building of momentum that has come to a peak now in this moment or in a moment coming soon where you are now fully sharing yourself with the world, plugging back in to this physical life experience fully, allowing yourself to experience being human to the fullest extent, to the most marvelous extent, to manifest things very quickly into physical form that you were imagining and daydreaming about and envisioning all that time when you were in the cocoon. This is going to be a very, very powerful time for you. However, it's also requiring you to ride the waves of your life because this start of a new cycle means that everything part of the old must be left behind. Old ways of manifesting, old ways of interacting, behaving, structuring your life will no longer seem to work. In fact, there is no one concrete system or set of steps that will seem to work effectively for you every time. And this is because you are meant to be moving in more of a fluid way with your life, really, again, going with the flow, staying fully present with yourself, recognizing that you have a highly sensitive, intuitive guidance within you, and learning how to follow the rhythms of that guidance, to slow down when you feel the need to slow down, to rest when it's time to rest, to move when you need to move, to take action when things are lined up for you in a certain direction. This time of deep introspection that may have felt so lonely has actually been a time of learning how to access that guidance in a clearer and stronger way than ever before. And that is what is now leading you into this next chapter of your life. And I feel all of this is coming up because for some of you listening, there's been a new energy, either socially, romantically, or perhaps in both cases for you, where there is someone or multiple people entering your life who resonate with this new cycle, who connect with you in this new phase where you are now, again, sharing yourself with the world in a stronger way, being more visible, whereas in the past you may have felt truly invisible to so many others. And I just get such an exciting, powerful energy from all of this for you. I am so thrilled for whoever is connecting with these messages, because this is such a beautiful point to be along your soul's path in this incarnation. Of course, time is irrelevant when it comes to the quantum realm. So whenever you are connecting with this reading, I do believe it is meant for you. So if you are connecting with the reading, then in the extended version of this reading on Patreon, I'm going to be diving a lot deeper into these messages. I know that we've had this somewhat mysterious masculine energy, this soul contract being activated. We're going to get into the details of who this masculine might be so that you can potentially identify them in your life if it's relevant for you, as well as what they're thinking and feeling, how this connection could potentially play out in the physical realm. I will also be channeling into any further higher self or spirit guide messages for your current life path, and also reading into anyone or anything else that could potentially be connected to your aura. So sending you energy, thinking about you, wondering about you at this time. So if you do feel guided to join me now in the extended version of the reading on Patreon, the link to do so is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. For now, I'm going to be closing the reading with one final Rumi Oracle card. So what is one final message for the beautiful souls tuned into this reading today? Okay, we got passion for purpose and one. So I'm hearing united in passion. So there might be someone romantically, platonically, business-wise who is united in passion with you, meaning you share a very similar soul purpose and deeply inspire and uplift one another along the fulfillment of that soul purpose in this lifetime. So we may channel more on that in the extended reading if it comes up there, but I am just going to be sharing a little bit from the guidebook here. Love, like life, flows through the heart. Feel the thrill of the flow and say nothing. Rumi. And the guidebook also says, as we grow on the spiritual path, so too does our ability to serve life, to serve love, to honor humanity, and to offer contribution that is unique to us, that could only flow in this particular way through the quality of your own soul light. Every light holds its own beauty, and every light has a particular task to fulfill on the divine path of life. Life supports all beings based on their true nature. So it is with humanity. Each one of us has something in our hearts that means something to us. It is irrelevant whether it seems practical or a recipe for success or not. We are simply meant to be what we are, to serve life faithfully from a place of honoring the truth of our nature, that which we feel genuinely passionate about, and to follow and to allow for life to naturally support growth according to our genuine nature. we can struggle to free ourselves of the expectation we have to be something we are not. The divine path of love asks us to become conscious of and then unlearn the play acting of attempting to be a false self so that we may learn to simply love and accept our real self. Wow, that feels like the most beautiful place to close the reading. Again, if you do feel guided to join me now in the extended version of the reading on Patreon, I will be leaving a link for that under the video. You can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself, where I post further energy updates, information, and inspiration. Otherwise, I am sending you all huge amounts of love and light today. Have a wonderful day, and I will connect with you here again in the next reading.